Hello guys, how is everybody doing today? Well, last week I did a video talking about simple ways to do some stockpiling of some food, and I wanted to continue that this week. So Friday I went to Dollar Tree and I picked up a few items that I think could be useful if you're trying to stockpile a few items. This doesn't mean we have to stockpile for months and months on end. These are just ideas to get a few items on hand in case there is any sort of supply pipeline issue, which they're already talking about. Apparently out in California, the port is just full of shipping cargo just backed up there. And so apparently there are some places already seeing issues at the stores. And so I think I mentioned to you, I really haven't seen huge issues. However, I know I was also in Dollar General on Friday, and I ran in and back out. I wasn't even in there 5 minutes, but just the time that I was in there, I heard a cashier telling somebody, yes, we are having some issues getting our trucks. So that's a rural Dollar General out here and pretty much in the middle of nowhere that's mentioning, oh yes, we're having supply issues. So this is not a video to scare anybody or to upset anybody, just to say, let's be prepared. Let's get a few things on hand. I would say get our favorite things on hand. What are your favorite things to eat? Because you can store a lot of those things, you can store for months up to a year very, very easily. I'll just give an example. We have a chicken casserole that we like, so obviously we can put chicken into our freezer and we can have plenty of chicken on hand. And we can get the chicken that we like, that we prefer. It's still on the shelves as we speak right now. I just picked up some the other day. And so that's something we can stock it up. That doesn't mean we get 9 months of chicken every week. We just stock some of that chicken up. We also have the stuffing on hand that goes with that. And then of course, there's butter that's used, a couple of other items that are used in that casserole. And so those are things I normally stock here anyway. So maybe just if there's some canned foods that you use in certain casseroles or certain dishes, just get extras, a few extras here and there. You don't have to run out and stockpile everything at once. So let's just talk about, very quickly, what I picked up at Dollar Tree that obviously it was all $1 a piece. And these are things that you can go to your Dollar Tree and look for in your area. And a lot of stores, even if they're not stocked really well, they may have these items. So just go in and look and just see what you can find. Okay, the first thing is shelf-stable milk. So normally, I do not personally drink shelf-stable milk. However, if we were in some sort of crisis, and I actually keep a huge stockpile of milk in my refrigerator. We have 2 fridges, and you would be surprised how much milk I keep because I am a huge milk person. I'm a very health-conscious person, but I love dairy. I know a lot of people shun dairy. I love dairy. However, if you don't love dairy, I have another alternative for you. So, shelf-stable milk. At Dollar Tree, they have the whole milk. Now, the other day, they only had whole and 1%, but this is the shelf-stable. This is going to be good. The date on it is good through June, I believe, or July of 2022, so that's almost a whole year out. So what a perfect item to have on hand. This is only $1. $1 for shelf-stable milk. It's a bargain, okay? And they have had this at Dollar Tree for a long time. This isn't a new item. Okay. So they also, I normally drink 2% milk. The other day they didn't have 2%, but I'd already picked up a couple of these. So I have a couple of the 2%. Then while I was there, I went ahead and picked up a couple more of the whole milk. And also they have the 1%. So, depending on what day you're in there, what week you're in there, they might have 1, they might have all 3. You just never know. So I would say pick up the bulk of what you would prefer. But then again, think about if you're in a crisis, could you deal with one of the others? So that's why I have all of them, because I just wanted to pick up several and have several here on hand. So I did that. So like I said, 1% is not my favorite, but I mean, if we're in a bind, I will drink it. And I've been told if you will put this into the refrigerator, especially let's say nothing happens and you don't need this for the whole year, but next June, put it in the refrigerator and use it in your recipes. I've been told that when you chill this and it's cold, it tastes just fine. So I have not personally tried it as far as I've had it on hand before, but I think they used to have a lot of soy milk that they had instead of the regular milk, and so I would get the shelf-stable soy milk, even though I really don't like it. So then when it went out of date, I know this is terrible, I would just get rid of it because I'm not a soy person. But, in a pinch, it works. Okay, so this is another thing. This is a great item to have. Look at this, non-GMO verified. If you can get something at Dollar Tree that says non-GMO verified and it's got this actual label, this is my favorite label that I look for. If you can get something like this for $1, get it. This is the Himalayan pink salt. I have been told, I've heard on videos that this same exact size, this is 1 pound, is also found in other stores for like $3 to $4. If you can get this at Dollar Tree, why not? Himalayan pink salt is supposed to be very healthy. It has lots of minerals in it that regular iodized salt does not have. So I think if you just want to pick up regular iodized salt, you can actually get that at some stores, I believe, for 40 cents. But this is the non-GMO, it's the Himalayan salt, and it is 1 pound for $1. So to me, that's a bargain, and I picked one up. And I may, you know, if you do a lot of baking or cooking, you might want more. I don't use tons of salt, so a pound would probably, I would think this would last me at least a year, if not, this might last me 5 years. I really don't use a lot of salt. I do not use a lot of salt. I use about a pinch. Really, with that, it goes a long way. You just need a pinch. Now, something normally I talk about, or I would say, to only stock up on the things that you really, really want to eat. I'm not a huge oatmeal fan. However, now this doesn't have the non-GMO verified label, but it does say non-GMO on there. So, you know, all we can do is go with what they say. I don't know for sure. I would prefer it have the verified label on there, but it is what it is at this point. So, but I did go ahead and pick it up, and let me tell you, it says 100% whole grain oats, and then it says vegan, it says non-GMO, and it says no sugar added. And I'm trying to lower my sugar any way I can. Now, oats do have carbs in them, but it also has some fiber. It has 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein. 0 added sugars. So no added sugars. It does have 27 grams of carbs. So it's a lot of carbs, but it's not added sugars. So you sort of have to look at it that way. But this is the quick 1 minute oats, very easy to make up. If we were in some sort of crisis, this would be a very, very easy thing to fix for breakfast. And you wouldn't need a lot of tools or a lot of accessories or a lot of anything to deal with it. Okay, so I did pick up one. Now, like I said, I'm not a huge oatmeal person, so I probably wouldn't pick up a lot of it, but for only $1, if your family loves oatmeal, I would pick up 5 or 6 for sure, for, you know, no problem. All right, so that was the next item. And then the last thing I picked up the other day, I saw this on a video. This is a great deal. It's an entire gallon for $1. This is actually water that's bottled pretty close to here. We're in Tennessee, and this is bottled in the Ouachita Mountains, and they are in Arkansas. So I thought that was pretty exciting. So it is made in the USA. It's not from some other country. We don't have to worry about where it's coming from. And so I would say it's pretty safe. And then, of course, this bottle says do not reuse, but of course, I would use this water and then I would reuse it. So I would refill it. We have filtered water on our refrigerator, and I certainly would refill because I see no reason not to. It's a great plastic bottle. It has this nice handle. They've actually just taped this handle on there, but I mean, it's sturdy. It works to take it out of the store. And I was very happy with finding this $1. Now, I think Walmart also has gallons of some types of water for $1. It might not be this exact product, but you know, whatever would be good enough. Water is water, correct? As long as it's clean water, and this is spring water, so that would be good enough. Another thing I just want to bring up, and I didn't buy this at Dollar Tree, but you might want to think about stocking up on your pet foods. We happen to have 8 cats and 1 dog, and I do stock up on my pet foods. So I also went to Aldi and did an Aldi run the same day. When I do my errands, I try to do everything in one day. So I'm not running all over, especially when gas prices start going up. You know, when gas prices like $2, you know, running around is fine. When it's around $3 or more, depending on where you live. I have no desire to run all over when it's $3+ a gallon. So while I was out on Friday, I went to Aldi and I picked up a huge thing of dog food. And we have always kind of just kept extra pet food here. When you have 8 cats and you feed strays, right now we only have 1 stray I think that's eating here. But when you're feeding that many cats, you go through a lot of cat food anyway. And I know during the pandemic, shopping, and the time when everyone was freaking out, especially for several months, there were some shortages on pet food, and we never really experienced it here personally. We were able to get what we needed, but we also had several bags put away. So we have a closet. It's a coat closet, but it has room on the floor for the pet food bags. So Amazon sends us usually 2 bags of cat food a month, and we're on that continuous thing with Amazon. Now, the thing with Amazon is, I don't know if you know this, if you're not on that, if they don't have it, you get kicked off. So just because you think you're getting 2 bags from Amazon doesn't necessarily mean you're getting 2 bags from Amazon. So I would just suggest, because of the issue with the cargo ships sitting in the port there in California, there are apparently a lot of cargo ships, and you can look it up, they're just sitting there. And so shipments are being held up. So I would, if I were you, just me personally, if I had pets, I would stock up on some food. I would find a closet or some place where I could store it with, cool, dry place where nothing's going to happen to it, bugs won't get into it, but it'll be nice and safe for when you are ready to open those bags, okay? I hope this has been helpful. Try to make it very quick and very simple. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.